The power of friendship is a very common theme in anime, so much so that it's become a meme and even a major source of criticism to its viewers. And honestly, the collective eye roll it receives is pretty understandable. I mean, there are so many options when it comes to giving a character a power boost, whether the protagonist is fulfilling an ancient legacy, tapping into a dormant power, or even going through a training montage. Us viewers need a reasonable explanation as to how a weaker fighter is able to triumph over a planetary level threat. And all this really does is take us away from the stakes that have already been established. When we see someone completely lose, exhausting all of their energy in a battle, only to get up moments later and keep fighting for the sake of their friends. Where did that energy come from? Just the will to fight for those you love? That's awesome, but it doesn't exactly explain how your life force replenished itself. When a show resorts to this tactic, it does succeed at pulling at the heartstrings, but after the intense moment subsides, it leaves us scratching our heads as to how in the world this feat was actually accomplished. And at least for me, it cheapens any threat that might appear later in the show, knowing a character can receive an incredible power spike without doing any work to get there. That being said, there is one show that I believe pulls off the power of friendship to near perfection. An impossible task maybe, but these two characters are known for kicking logic to the curb and doing the impossible. That's right, I'm talking about potentially my two favorite characters in all of fiction, Kamina and Simone of Gurren Lagann. For those who might not be familiar, Kamina may be one of the most overconfident characters from any show. And myself being the shy kid growing up, I find it hard to relate to characters like this. These cocky and rash character types almost always refuse to put trust in anyone but themselves and would rather die than accept a helping hand. This is where Kamina differs though. He actively relies on his friends. In fact, his trust in Simone gives him a reason to be confident in the first place. Kamina is an absolute moron and can't back up his own words, but he's also one of the most ambitious and deeply caring characters I've ever seen on screen. He strives to see his friends push forward through their fears and doubts, and if they can't manage themselves, then he'll be the first one to step in to give that initial shove. Sure, he can be misguided and make mistakes, but in doing so, he actively stands up for what he believes in and gives 100% even when all hope is lost. This juxtaposes the other protagonist, Simone, incredibly well. Simone's an extremely capable kid, but he's crippled by his uncertainty and his fear. The first episode of the show paints a very clear picture of just how useful Simone is to his village, being the best at his job, outperforming adults as a 14-year-old. He's the one who's able to see the inherent danger in the situations that he and Kamina find themselves in, typically opting to run away and live to see another day. Simone's pragmatism and on-the-fly thinking allow Kamina to be a bit reckless because he knows that his best friend will always have a plan to back him up. The same way that Kamina's ambition and motivation give Simone the extra push he needs to break past his fears. These two are constantly learning from one another, and their friendship sets them on the path to becoming fully realized versions of themselves. And I can't think of a better example of their dynamic than listening to their differing perspectives of the same event.
It was Bro's idea to break out from our underground village and then dig our way up to the surface. But along the way, the tunnels collapsed because of an earthquake and we were all trapped. It was scary. I was terrified that I was going to be buried alive just like my mom and dad were. But Bro urged us on, yelling, "Come on, onwards and upwards, men!" Laughing the whole time. My hands finally stopped shaking. If we had allowed ourselves to just give up that day, then we all would have died. The only reason we didn't give up was because Bro was with us. And he didn't give up. He refused.
It wasn't going well. My confidence was shot and I thought we were heading in the wrong direction. I freaked out and kept asking myself, why did my dad make it up to the surface and I can't? Honestly, I was just acting tough. Everyone was whining and they stopped digging. I guess I was finally at the end of my rope. But Simone, he kept on drilling away. His drilling let me put on a brave face. We got really lucky, but I have faith in all that luck, and in Simone, who brought us that luck in the first place. Whenever I feel timid and weak, or feel like I'm losing confidence, I picture the sight of his back all hunched over, digging away. I think to myself, I refuse to be laughed at by that back.
Major spoilers for Gurren Lagann ahead. If you have any desire to watch this show, I would skip ahead past this part. I'll try not to go over every plot point, but I feel this is important to cover for the sake of the video. Simone and Kamina are the co-founders of a revolution group to take back their claim to the surface world. And along the first 7 episodes, we see these two boys continue to win fights together and gain a following. Kamina, of course, taking his role as the leader of the group. As they continue to fight, we witness Simo's confidence grow little by little, and every time he begins to doubt himself, Kamina took it upon himself to snap him out of it, at times going as far to punch him in the face just so he can get out of his own head and realize that the two of them together can accomplish anything. To paraphrase Kamina, if you can't believe in yourself, then don't believe in yourself. Believe in me who believes in you. During a battle to take over an enemy base, Kamina seems to be fatally wounded, causing Simone to spiral out of control, losing his concentration. But Kamina can't let his death be the end of his sworn brother as well. With his last bit of life, Kamina knocks some sense into Simone. They combine their mechs one last time to defeat the remaining enemy ships, and once the battle is won, Kamina uses his last moments to tell Simone that he can't just believe in him anymore. He has to believe in himself now. He has to have faith in his own abilities. And after Kamina fades away, Simone is left to pick up the pieces. This is the power of friendship. Not gaining a rage boost after seeing your friend get hurt, not eating magic crystals to get a power spike to save your friend. It's the bond between two people, constantly pushing each other forward. It's being willing to help, even when you have nothing left to give. It's acknowledging each other's flaws and growing together, sharing your strengths, and working as a team. It's telling your friend to believe in themselves even when it feels impossible, because the only way out is through. Simone still has a long journey ahead. It can be hard to have courage and confidence when you can't even find a reason to stand. You can't just emulate someone else's behavior, you have to find a way to make it your own. Find your own reasons to move forward. You have to take that first step and say, just who the hell do you think I am?